Hello! Welcome to the Words of Heart anniversary special. Let's get into the celebration, shall we? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the anniversary special of Words of Heart. Oh. Before we get further into this episode, here is what fellow supporters of the show had to say about this celebration. Check it out.
Hey Dion, this is Brett from Complete Christian. We just wanted to say congratulations on your 2-year anniversary with the Words of Heart podcast. I know that you're doing phenomenal things and you haven't stopped, and neither will God in your life if you just keep moving forward closer to Him. He loves you. He's there for you, and He's never going to leave you no matter what season. 2 years of podcasting is a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and we just enjoyed having you on the show at the Kingdom Christian Podcast. We enjoy every single moment. I actually just listened to the first message that we had with you, and we look forward to having you on again. Thank you so much. You have an awesome day.
Hi, Words of Heart community. This is Jonathan.
And I'm Kyle.
From the Pour Over Podcast, and we've had Dion on. And happy 2 years, first off, to the Words of Heart podcast. And Dion is very homey, and she was an excellent guest, and just being vulnerable and sharing her story. And yeah.
Hey Dion, we're so happy for you. 2 years, happy 2 years, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and being at the table with us here on the Pour Over Podcast.
Hey Dion, this is Brian Sachetta. Just wanted to say congratulations on 2 years of running the Words of Heart podcast. It's amazing all that you've done, being able to help young folks with their mental health. I salute you for all the hard work that you've put in and all the change that you've made in the community. I loved coming on the show last year to be able to talk about various ways that we can overcome anxiety in our own lives. It was fun sitting down and recording with you, doing some of the fun exercises that we did. And I just wanted to say, congratulations. It's been 2 years, but I hope that you keep rolling with it and many more to come. So again, congrats and thanks for all that you're doing. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Happy anniversary from the 360 Fail Show. We're so excited that you brought us along on your journey. It's been an amazing adventure to see how much you've grown, and we're just so proud to be part of your world. Love you, girl. Congrats, and keep going. Those who miss out, they're just going to have to miss out on the blessing. Love you.
Dion, what's up? This is Derek Lane. I want to congratulate you on your 2nd anniversary for your podcast, Words of Heart. As I've always told you, your work ethic is something that I truly admire. Your grind is unmatched. That's going to carry you so far. Continue to do great things. Continue to be great. And I hope to see you on your 3rd anniversary. Be blessed.
Wow, this is really, really awesome. Dion, congratulations on 2 years of the Words of Heart podcast. That is just absolutely amazing, and it's awesome what you've done. To your audience, whether you've been watching or listening to the Words of Heart podcast for a day or the entire 2 years, congratulations to you, because this journey has been partially yours as well. My name is Eric Chow. I was on the Words of Heart podcast several months ago, back in March. My episode was titled Laying Down the Foundation. I had an amazing time. Super grateful to Dion for having me on, to the audience for listening and watching. And it's just been awesome. I mean, I celebrated 2 years of my podcast last year and a couple of months ago. And, I know what it takes to build a show because I've experienced it. And so Dion, seriously props to you. Congratulations to you, and cheers to many more.
Hey Dion, this is Kathy with Women Who Podcast magazine. Just wanted to congratulate you on your 2-year podiversary. Woo woo, you go girl. And also I just want to thank you again for being featured in the winter issue of Women Who Podcast magazine. Thank you so much, and happy anniversary.
Hey Dion, congratulations on your anniversary for the podcast Words of Heart. I'm just coming on to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And yeah, I was a guest on her amazing show. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out now, y'all. She is an amazing podcaster, an amazing woman, and I just love her so much. She's so beautiful. So congratulations, Dion. Much success for more podcasting. See you later.
Hi, Dion.
Hey, Dion.
We just wanted to say congratulations for your anniversary of Words of Heart. We absolutely love being on the show and talking movies with you, and we just appreciate your support and all the things that you're doing for everybody, talking about the really important matters of the heart.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for those heartfelt congratulations in honor of this 2-year celebration. Wow. It has been 2 years to this day, precisely around this time right now, around 10 o'clock at night, to when I decided to have the brilliant idea of launching this podcast. I'm like speechless, quite literally, because 2 years is a big deal in any podcast journey. And when I started Words of Heart, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no vocal skills of any sort before starting this show. I've done spoken word videos. I may have done silly videos of myself from time to time, but I have never done anything such as creating, producing, and having interviews in any type of format before starting this show. 2 years ago, August 23rd, I decided to lean into the calling that God has placed into my heart. He called me to be a warrior for change, to use the power of my voice for good. I wasn't sure how to answer that calling or what on earth I was supposed to do with that. I am a Christian, as I've mentioned several times throughout the 2 years of this show. So it is very important to me. And it is a huge component as to why this show exists in the first place in the span of 2 years. So again, I wasn't sure what to do with that. So I listened to my heart, to God, what I was being called to do. And it led me to start this podcast. In the beginning of this journey, I shared my life experiences and what I've gone through growing up. From suicide to rejection, socialization, feeling like an outcast, just you take your pick. But I am so unbelievably blessed that it's not just my story anymore. In the span of 2 years and 4 seasons now, it's about everyone's stories. It's about everyone having a chance to share their voice, share their message, share who they are, who their character is. It's not my story anymore. I have the wonderful opportunity to share other people's stories who appear on my platform, who, quite honestly, have dealt with some pretty severe things, from rape, trauma, porn addiction. The list goes on and on and on. The fact that those guests who have appeared on my show are, first off, have the bravery and the strength to appear on a show to a complete stranger. Because prior to any interviews, I never meet them. I don't do much communicating. I'm like, hey, do you want to be on my show? They say yes, and everything is done by email. The first time I meet them is the first time you, my audience, meets them. Plain and simple. So the fact that they're being vulnerable, transparent, to not just you, my audience, but to myself included, it takes a lot of strength. And I cannot be more touched that they are so willing and trusting to me to be able to share their story for the first time, quite sometimes in the rarity. So 2 years. The first season, I just share my story, which again, I had no idea what I was doing. It was around 10 o'clock at night, around the precise timing of this recording, which is pretty interesting. The second season, which launched in January of 2021, is when I introduced guests for the first time. I had a lot of responses, and within that second season, I released over 100 episodes, or 101. People commend me on my work ethic, which you may hear in one of those videos that was just played before you. I put so much heart into what I do. And the same goes for any endeavor that I come across. So again, the fact that I was able to release 101 episodes in the second season of my journey is unheard of, first off. And the fact of the matter is, just goes to show how much this show meant to me at the time, and still does to this day. Because, hello, we're celebrating 2 years, 2 years of this wonderful platform that has opened so many doors, so many stories, and has had the immense potential, not even potential, that's not the right word. It has given a platform for others and is an open form of comfort and, if anything, a form of therapy for those who don't know what to do, who feel lost, who feel alone, who feel like they are worthless. And to dig deeper into my own personal words, of which I used when I was younger, they feel invisible, which is a word to this day still stings a bit when I discuss it, because I know what it's like to feel like you have no meaning, no reason for existing in this world. So it is platforms such as mine that I give you a chance to be heard through your story. Just your voice has a way to be seen. Like, the world may silence you, but I will not silence you. I just am in disbelief at times of the immense impact my show has had in other people's lives. Because all I ever wanted to do with this show is to help you, touch you, to help you see that you do matter in this world. From the second season, it has moved on to a third season, which again continues to reach and impact others through the stories of my guests before you. Aside from the many guests who have appeared on my program, I have done wonderful collaborations with fellow podcasters as well. From Derek Lane, the host of the Derek Lane podcast, from Abigail, the host of the Manic Pixie Weirdo podcast, and a wonderful podcast called No More Late Fees, the 90s and 2000s movie podcasts. All of those collaborations not only offer enjoyment, but something different, something I myself probably wouldn't have a chance to discuss. Those collaborations are just so wonderful and authentic, and it just shows that we all have the same goal, and that is to put a smile on your face, to reach you, whether it's through comedy, storytelling, interviews, movies. Everyone needs a chance to smile or be able to smile. So coming into this fourth season, I have done many interviews, many collaborations for that matter. And in that time span, my podcast, Words of Heart, was featured in a global magazine called Women Who Podcast magazine in their winter issue 2022 of this year. So not only am I 4 seasons into this show? It's been featured in a magazine. So this podcast 2 years ago, if you would have asked me, hey, Dion, your show is going to be in a magazine, I would have thought you were crazy, let alone me, a person who is not known for using their voice, is going to be featured in a global magazine? Yeah, no. But it's happened. I had the immense privilege of sharing my podcast in a magazine. And it is so unbelievably wonderful because it's not just about my show. It's about who I am, my character, my story, my life's journey, all folded into a wonderful article about my podcast, which is in connection to who I am. Everything is intertwined. And I can't begin to share how incredibly amazing it is to be featured in a magazine. And at the time of this news, I have only had 3 seasons and been podcasting for a year. The fact that I had little experience and I was featured, had the opportunity to be featured, is a tremendous opportunity and can lead to so many connections but also is a testimony to who I am and is being read and seen by millions of others. So I have to highlight the magazine Women Who Podcasts and their editor-in-chief, Kathy, and the writer of the article, Elaine Best. I may have mispronounced her last name, but thank you to their team and their staff truly for that opportunity, as their contribution by letting me be in the magazine is also part of the celebration. To you, my listeners who have subscribed, retweeted, commented on several episodes from the span of 4 seasons, and have left ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts saying that my podcast is what this world needs. You need to hear this episode. You need to hear Dion. Dion is so vulnerable and transparent with her guest. Thank you so much for all your support. If it wasn't for you, my audience, I probably wouldn't be doing an anniversary special. It is you who makes this podcast what it is. I even say this in many of my episodes. I'm just the host steering the boat. It's you who lead this boat. Anyhow, you get the gist of what I am saying. So, thank you. Thank you to anyone who has supported my podcast, my family, my friends, those who tune in to it on a daily basis, and just thank you. As a little throwback, the first episode of Words of Heart, which again premiered 2 years ago around this precise time of day, it was about me sharing what was going on with me. It was literally called Heart, I believe. It's hard to go back that far. It's called Heart. Protect your heart. Guard your heart. The fact that our heart is the most treasured asset we own, and we need to do everything in our power to take care of it. And the fact that the first episode is called Heart is just a small stepping stone as to what was to come 2 years later. I'm getting choked up because 2 years, again, when I started this show, I just had a cell phone. I didn't have any equipment whatsoever. So every single thing I did was literally from my heart, because that's all I could give. And now I have the luxury of being able to produce and vlog my interviews, therefore gaining a much wider audience and reaching other people who need to hear this show. Anyhow, that is the end of the anniversary special. There are many more episodes in store for this current season and future seasons beyond. Again, I want this show to not just reach this world, but other worlds specifically. Because the biggest takeaway from this podcast is that anyone can relate to it. Absolutely anyone. So, again, happy 2 years, Words of Heart. Again, I am your host, Dion Sanchez, founder, creator, producer. Add a word to it, I pretty much do it all in regards to this show. So happy 2 years, Words of Heart. You have been such a tremendous part of my life, and I love so much that I could not only share my stories, but other people's stories. And I just love that I can help and impact everyone who comes across it. So thank you, Words of Heart. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this episode, if you want to tune into future episodes, here are the ways to do it. You can find us on Facebook, the Words of Heart podcast. You can also find us on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google. If you have any phone or cellular capabilities, it's pretty likely you'll find a way to hear my podcast. And if you want to get in touch with me on anything, it doesn't even have to be about a podcast or an episode. It's like, Dion, can I talk to you? Here is the ways you can get in touch with me personally. I am on Twitter at HeartWarrior24 and on Instagram at HeartWarrior25. I'm fairly active on everything. I don't sleep, so I'm fairly reachable. Although I don't recommend that. Always go to sleep. Anyhow, from all of us here at the Words of Heart podcast, stay healthy, stay safe, and most importantly, you matter. You matter. Who you are is important, and never, ever forget that. Much love, and until next time, bye.